So I'm here on the main branch of the Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania, not too far from the west branch. It's Labor Day morning 2017 now, so there's a lot of boat traffic on the water. Seems like everybody had the same idea that my buddy Ron and I did. It's a bluebird sky, not a cloud up there. Right now I'm just kind of drifting along. We're hoping to pick up some walleye and maybe a few bass, but mainly targeting walleye today, and I think that's what everybody else here is doing too. So I started off the day throwing a deep diving crankbait, one of those W lures. Didn't have a lot of luck on it, trolled it around. The area of the river we're in here now doesn't have a whole lot of submerged structure, a lot of gravel and some islands out in the middle, but it does have a low head dam. So the average depth is between, right now with the water levels the way it is, between 3 and 5 or 6 feet. So Ron and I basically went up to the low head dam, pretty much what everybody else was doing. Didn't have a whole lot of luck there. We were throwing crankbaits and grubs, and I even used some gulp. I think I only saw one person catch a walleye, but not much. So now I'm just kind of floating back down a little bit, looking for some holes, seeing if any walleye are hanging out. So it didn't seem like many people were having much luck just below the low head dam. By the time we got there, pretty much everybody was leaving. I might have had a couple little bites, but not much. So when I started floating downstream, not too far below the low head, I did find an indentation, kind of a little gravel trough kind of, where it went from 2 feet down to 8 feet. I was throwing a little small, like 3-inch dark green grub on a jig head, and I picked up 4 or 5 just below keeper size, say like 14.5-inch walleyes, back to back to back to back. So now I'm just doing a little bit more floating downstream. Ron tried to hit that hole after I did. He's still back there, so I don't know, maybe he's gotten on some more. Since then, I think I've seen one other person on a boat out here catch a fish. So I think I've seen 2 people other than me catch a fish, and Ron caught a little chub of some sort. So not a lot of activity, but it's been beaten up pretty bad this weekend probably. But we're catching fish. 1 o'clock. So that's, I don't know, probably spent about 4.5 hours in the water. You might be able to see it's a constant flow of people. Canoes, kayaks, jet boats, dinghies, john boats, you name it. It's obviously a holiday. We got out here, Ron and I got out this morning. He's still out there. I'm just a little bit burned out, a little bit tired, still kind of jet lagged from going out west the last few days. We put in, went up towards the Lowhead Dam. That's where everybody was. It was like lined up, shoulder to shoulder boats out there. I think I saw one person catch a fish, decent little walleye. So we were throwing crankbaits, throwing tubes, jigs, grubs, all sorts of stuff. Not a whole lot of action. So then I started drifting back. I found a little trench. I mentioned that. I went from 2 feet down to 8 feet, and it was going jutting out from the shoreline. That's where I caught most of my fish. I caught a good number of walleye, all up to about 15 inches or so. Not okay size, but not total dinks. And then a nice little smallie in there, and then floating down I caught another nice smallie. But then when I got closer to the boat ramp, there was just so much boat traffic. The river on the far side, opposite of the boat ramp, was mud. There was so much mud and silt turned up in the water because of all these boats. There's 2 lots. They're both full with trailers and kayaks and canoes and all sorts of stuff. But beautiful day. Like I said, Ron's out there. I know he's caught several fish also. He's gotten on a bunch of smallies and walleyes too. We did catch some fish, but I just think they were just beaten up with all the boat traffic. But it's still a beautiful day on the water. Thanks for watching Fishyaker. We always ask you to be sure to click and subscribe to the Fishyaker YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook, and we'll catch you on the water.
Fishyaker.com, the original kayak rigging video series.